Last time, we've upgraded all our light armor to specialist, including all our samurai cloth pants, our leather high vests, and we also made Burn a dust jacket. And we're gonna jump straight into it and head off to the Sand Ninjas, our first target. And when we arrive there, we get into a fight with the Holy Nation, which I'm actually pretty glad about, as I kind of have a bit of a grudge against them. Now, in the Warhammer 40k universe, the dwarves keep this thing called the Book of Grudges, which is basically a written list of everyone they have a grudge against. And in this series, I'm gonna kind of have a similar thing, because some people have really fucked us over. And that includes the Dragon Ninjas up the top, and then the Holy Nation just below that for now. But we'll kind of fill this out and try to get our revenge on the people who do us harm. But during this fight, we actually do pretty well against the Holy Nation. It's just like a small patrol, so we managed to beat them up pretty badly. And Beep's pretty excited about this win. But it has left us a bit injured, so we do have to set up camp and rest for a bit before we can take on the Sand Ninjas. And there are quite a few ninjas at this tower, but I think we're going to be able to manage it. So we jump straight in, and Burn actually goes toe-to-toe with the Sand Ninja Oni, their leader. And even though they attempt to imprison Silvershade, Oron goes in and saves him from being imprisoned. And other than that, the fight goes kind of uneventful. We start looting the place, and most of it's a bit junk, but we do find a new crossbow, and that's going to be perfect for green. But while we're here, we might as well train up our weaker party members on their training dummies, and then once we've done that, we're heading off to our next target straight away. And on our journey, Beep starts rapping about how he's the greatest warrior ever. And Agnew chimes in with some ad-libs, which I guess encourages Beep to continue his rap. Unfortunately though, we do run into an enemy camp, and this causes Beep to just give up on his rapping dreams. And we beat the fight pretty easily. While along our journey, we do stop at one of the nearby United Cities, and we do hand in our bounty for an extra 20,000. And then we continue our journey heading east, where our next target is. Along the way, however, we run into the locals, the Reavers, who are basically a group of slavers who, instead of taking civil slaves, kind of like the United Cities, they take on warrior slaves. And they're pretty heavily armored and armed as well. But our group's pretty strong right now, so we managed to take them all out. Then we arrive at our next target, the Preacher Cult, whose leader is named the Preacher, so I assume they kind of just follow whatever that guy says. Which makes me a bit envious, so I decide to take out all the guys out front. There's a lot of them, but they're mostly farmers, so we easily breeze past the Preacher's goonies, and then we go inside and take down the Preacher himself. He's a pretty easy fight, and we take him down with only a couple swings, but he has an amazing weapon, a Meitu Moon Cleaver, so we give that straight to Burn, as it's a better quality one than he already had, and for some reason, they seem to have a weird obsession with this white pottery. I wonder why, but we don't think about it too long, and we continue our journey, as we're heading off straight to our next target in the Forbidden Isle. Now, I thought the next target was in this ancient lab, but it turns out that this is just filled with security spiders. So we do what we always do, where we take them out one by one, as we don't want to risk getting one shot by them. Once we've finished the fight, we go upstairs, find out the dude's not here, and then just start picking all the locks and looting the building. But now we're filled with valuables, so I head over to a nearby town and sell everything, giving us a lot of money to spend. So I buy some blueprints for weapons, including long swords and short cleavers. Once we're done at the blueprint shop, we head straight over to the robotics shop, as Silvershade's gone too long without an arm, so I buy him a specialist grade one. And I set up Burn to start crafting some practice weapons, which is basically a mod that lets you train with a training buddy, which is what our next target is going to be, and I head off to the right location this time. And in here, there's a lot of robotic spiders, and this is going to be quite a tough fight, but I just jump straight into it, as there's no time like the present. And then jumping to the future, we see that the fight did not go our way. Jay's one of the last people remaining, and with her katana not being good against robots, she goes down pretty quickly, leaving only Oron. And she's our tank and doesn't do a lot of damage, so she eventually goes down, meaning our whole squad is knocked out. And now we have to try to escape and heal back up, which isn't going to be an easy task, as there are a lot of spiders here. So we focus on healing up our most critically injured party members first, and although we try to avoid detection from the spiders, they do spot us. So we go outside, and the spider foreman's actually trying to kick Oron out. So I take this opportunity to try to take him down 2-on-1, but he absolutely demolishes both Beep and Oron at the same time. So we continue to just try to kind of heal up and not take on any fights, avoiding detection of the spiders while healing up party members. But Slick is actually very critically injured and about to die. And unfortunately, the spider foreman is carrying her, which means we can't actually heal her unless he drops her or we take him out. So unfortunately, we don't get enough time to heal her, and she does die. Now, it's a bit tragic that this happened, but we're gonna get our revenge. So we isolate the spider foreman from his spiders, wailing on him with all our party members and taking him down. We unequip his staff as he's too dangerous with it. We then get some petty revenge by going for his spiders, and we take them down one by one before looting the place. And the valuables we get do make this trip a bit worth it, but I wish we hadn't lost Slick in the process. Back at home, we get Cat to start building a prisoner cage, as this is going to be our form of revenge against this guy. And as the spider foreman doesn't have a bounty, this was my goal all along. And the fact that his stat line is so big makes him such a good trading power, and the revenge is just icing on the cake. So we travel through the night to get home, and we make it home at daybreak. And then we put our new friend in a prisoner cage for the rest of his life. And with all the research items that we've gathered, we research skeleton repair beds and start construction on it. This is great, as not only is it going to be great for our skeleton party members and our people with limbs, but also for our new training buddy as a quick way to heal. Once we're all healed up, however, we go back on to adventuring, where we go to the southeast. It contains a variety of wildlife, ranging from cute crabs to the horrifying and dangerous beak things. But the wildlife is not the only thing dangerous down here, as even the citizens down here are pretty dangerous, including the Reavers, whose leader is our next target. So we'll start off taking down his dudes outside, and one of the dudes we take out has a lot of equipment, so we upgrade Ray with his armor and we take all his food. After we've taken everyone outside, we go and have a peek inside, and there's a ton of people in here. I didn't realize that the Reavers had this many people. So we'll add them to our list of grudges, as we don't want to lose another party member in a silly fight. So we go back to World's End and heal up our wounds, and then we're going to head to the pits east, where there's a certain town that we want to visit. Along our way, however, the Reavers do actually get into a fight with us, and we get pretty injured in this fight, as they are pretty tough. And not only is it a tough fight, it's also a very long fight, as these guys just have the numbers to keep coming at us. Now, unfortunately they try to kidnap one of our people, but we do manage to take the guy down. And then once we've got everyone together, we go and try to rest up, as we're pretty injured from this fight. And during our camping session, I find out that they took away Green's weapons, which makes me even angrier at them. I will get revenge on this Reaver camp, but for now, we're gonna ignore it. After we finish camping, we try to set out, but we get into another fight with the Reavers and they disarm Green, making me even angrier at them and reinforcing our grudge. But we're going to the southeast, and we continue going that way. And eventually, we get them on the map. Now, if you don't know what this place is Crabtown, a place that worships crabs, and a place that we want to be friends with. So we go into town and we talk to the leader, the Crab Queen, who basically just lets us join up straight away. Thank you, Crab Queen, for being such a great person in this world. Now, while we're here, we're going to try to grab some blueprints for their crab armor, which is really strong. And, you know, we might as well get a crab while we're here. And it seems like the guy has some pointers for us for how to look after our crab. Now, the crabs, they like fish. They don't sleep well, and they need affection. So make sure you sing stress on them, and they'll get depressed. Nothing sadder than a... So you ready to come one with the crabs? Sure, why not? And here is our future mighty crab. But for now, he's a bit of a weakling. While we're here, we need to replace Slick, so we recruit Lumi, who'll fit right in. But that's all we've got to do here, so we start venturing back home. And along the way, we run into a spider tower. Now, this intrigues me, so I take a peek inside, as surely it can't be that bad, right? Oh my god. Jeez, there's so many in here. You know what? I've changed my mind on the spider tower. We're going to continue going home. We make a stop along the way at World's End, as we do need some more bionics for both Green and also Silvershade, who's not even been with us on this journey. And then, without any other further interruptions, we arrive home, without many troubles. When we get home, we give Silvershade his new legs and just look at him go. He's got the zoomies. But with that, that is the last thing we're doing this episode.